Drake and Associates is here today with the 5 mistakes that parents make when we're talking about children and allowances. Thank you for being here.
Oh, always a pleasure.
And
always
I was saying very timely because Emma's 4, so this is all starting to become real life. And how do I do this? And the first question is it a mistake to give kids an allowance, or should they be getting them?
I think it's incredibly wise to start training your kids in the understanding of financial responsibility as soon as you can. You know, when they're going into preschool, they're going into kindergarten, they're getting a concept of what are my needs and what are my wants. And they also can count, right?
Right?
So in an era where we're asking 18-year-olds to decide, do I want to go 6 figures deep into debt for school?
Right.
It's important that they learn now how to manage their money. I can't tell you, I work with people specifically who are in retirement or going into retirement, and so many of them will say, as we're going through budgeting and teaching all these concepts about money, I wish somebody would have taught me this when I was younger, or I wish they would have taught this in school.
So the time is now.
The time is now.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Time is now. Okay,
Absolutely.
but even though the time is now, some parents make mistakes, right?
Yes, we all make mistakes.
Oh, yes, we do. We can hopefully try to recover. What is the biggest mistake that you think that parents make?
Probably starting too late. A lot of times people say, well, once they're in middle school, I'll start bringing an allowance into the picture. Start early, because if you can train them to have an appreciation for money now and a work relationship towards money now, when they're young, they'll carry that forward with them into life. But some people say, okay, we don't know what types of tools we should be utilizing. We have some resources on our website, wealthwisconsin.com, that will help you get an idea of, okay, how can I utilize chores or different opportunities to grow financial responsibility?
And I like how you said that relationship, because it's more about just the money amount, right?
That's one of the mistakes that people make, is they'll say, well, how much? What's the amount? What's the right amount? The average kid in the U.S. today gets about $67.80 a month in allowance.
What?
1 out of 4 get about $100 a month. Now, that's the same face I made. Same face I made. Exactly.
Okay.
Because I was like, inflation has really ratcheted this
How
up.
much do you give and at what age? Because your daughter's 5.
Yeah, my daughter's 6 now, so she's 6.
Emma's 4.
So you can look at, okay, for example, their age could be the right amount maybe per month that they could be receiving in allowance, or really even more so than the amount. When I say it's the conversation that you're having about the money and how that money works for you and how do you budget these things. So for example, we have a little tool at our household, and inside of it, it's a 3-compartment piggy bank. And you're going to see on it, it's going to say spend, it's going to say save, and then it's going to say share or give. So what we're trying to teach our kids are 3 different components to saving. One is, yes, you want to have some money to be able to spend and do the things you want to do, right?
Right.
But you also need to learn how to save for the future, for bigger items that you want to be able to purchase, or maybe for college or things like that. But even more importantly, you also have to learn the concept of being generous.
Yeah.
So how do you share? How do you give? Because we live in a country where we have so much. Let's make sure that we look for opportunities that we can give to others who maybe don't have as much as we do.
And you also have the chore chart over here. So now my question is, should it all be tied to like work, to the chores?
It doesn't all have to be tied to chores. You know, for a lot of households, yes, we utilize chore charts to really kind of build that work ethic in our kids, and that's fine. Some parents say, listen, you live here, you have a room, clean the room because I let you live in the room.
Right.
So I understand that as well. But if you can train your kids to get the idea of, as I complete tasks, there's benefits to completing what I've been assigned with. So this is a chore chart from our house. You can see we've got clean the playroom, make your bed, feed the fish, all of those things. And each one of those check marks is associated to 10 cents. So
the check mark goes to money. Wow.
Exactly.
Okay, I've been missing out on that little connection.
So you can check, and each one of those that you're completing is getting you 10 cents for the week. And you can earn a bonus at the end of the week that rounds you up to $5 for anything else that maybe mom or dad saw you doing that was above and beyond what we ask you to do on that weekly basis. So that can be really helpful just as a tool for your kids to get a visual aid of, okay, how much have I made this month by accomplishing some of my chores?
Yeah. And finally, we want to say bailing out the children is a mistake.
Yeah, if we get into a habit where we're bailing our kids out of financial mistakes, it can become a lifelong thing.
They can be in your basement forever.
It can be in your basement.
That's true. You're setting
forever.
a precedent.
Yeah, so sometimes we have to let our kids learn how to feel the pain. If you've given them an allowance and then they spend it all and this unique opportunity comes up and they say, oh, I really want to go to that, the question becomes, okay, well, how much of your allowance did you save so that you could go to that amazing event that's there for you.
Right.
If the answer is nothing, you say, wow, that's kind of frustrating. That's a good teaching point for the future as well
And
for
to
them.
talk them through it.
Good information.
I know it's good. I just got to do it, and I got to do it religiously every
Love
week.
it. All right, Nick, thanks so much. Again, we'll have White's sites, links to his site from our site on fox6now.com. We'll be right back.